Movie fans and fight fans of all ages. Let's get ready to rumble! Fight!
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Dummies of Horror. We are doing Horror versus Horror this time. My name is Tim, and back as usual we have Mushroom. What's up, man?
Hello.
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 Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, man. How are you?
You're a bad man.
I'm a bad man. Hello, I'm a bad man. How are you?
You said you're not bad. Never mind.
Yeah. I said I'm definitely a bad man.
Yeah, you are a bad man.
Yeah, I'm a naughty boy.
But I love you.
Thank
we
you.
all love you.
Aww.
Yeah, dude, I'm doing fine, even though you just asked me 2 seconds before recording, but I'm doing fine. Body hurts, money's tight, but hey, I'm happy.
That's like off pod, how you doing? And then there's on pod, how you doing?
That's true. Hey, to the people listening right now, we do speak beyond this podcast. So
yeah, we're not friends, but we do have to talk for a little bit.
Usually we just start Skype up and just automatically click record, and then it's
Be like, hey, is it working? Alright, we're good to go. Alright, we're recording. Fucking, there'll be some sort of computer problem, we'll figure that out, and then, yeah, we'll get there.
Pretty much.
But as far as, like a... God, we stopped being friends, like, what episode are we at now?
240 something.
I think around the 60s, I was just like, I can't fucking stand you, like, personally anymore.
I don't think you're even on the show in the 60s, but okay.
No, I mean, like, you know, like 60 into like hour one, so like maybe like 100 and something, and I was just like,
this is stupid. Everyone knows we're friends. No one's buying this shit.
You're a piece of shit. You ruin everything I try to. You don't let me do anything. This is why we're not real friends.
Anyway, welcome
Ruin
to...
all my good bits. You're like, that's not funny. We'll start the show again.
Because sometimes you're just not funny.
Do you know how much good shit you cunts have missed out on? That was fucking banger material. Because this fucking motherfucker didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, it's because you start fucking listing chicken sandwiches that you think are great. No one cares. No one cares about your chicken sandwiches.
I missed that fucking long one from Hungry Jack's, man.
Jesus Christ. Welcome to the Dummies of Horror. We are the show that comes to you weekly. Oh no, sorry, bi-weekly.
Like, spicy McChicken
that
and bacon
shut the fuck up
at the moment.
Dude, sorry, I'm trying my hardest to like eat proper. So you talking about sandwiches is really making me hungry.
I fucking love sandwiches, yo. You can have a healthy sandwich.
We are the show that comes to you bi-weekly that teaches a thing or two to the dumbest little guy about the genre we love, horror movies. On this episode, we are back to our Horror versus Horror episode with a very special main event. So, if you are not a fan of us, obviously, you're not listening. But
you have good taste.
If you haven't signed up to our Patreon account, you probably have no idea how this episode came to be. So... You know what? I can't even remember how this episode came to be. I remember we were talking...
I was like, was it? Okay, cool.
We mentioned on one of our Patreon episodes, and I can't remember which one it is, but we're talking about The Exorcist, and I mentioned I've never seen The Exorcist 2. And obviously you haven't, because you've seen like 10 horror movies ever.
Yep.
So, Exorcist 2, The Heretic, is regarded as one of the worst horror sequels ever. So I thought, what a time to make an episode, I can watch
alive.
this movie and we can do an episode on it. So, we're doing the worst, which is the worst horror sequel between The Exorcist 2, and I wanted to pair it with a movie, like an original movie that was so big, much like The Exorcist, but its sequel, by all accounts, sucks. So I chose The Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows.
Yeah, Tim's like a shit horror movie kind of sommelier.
Well, look, I've seen Blair Witch 2. It's been a while.
I've seen Blair Witch as well.
The first, or?
Like 2 as well.
I getcha. You're
Yeah,
fucking...
thank
See,
you.
this is the shit jokes that we cut out.
Alright, we're going to start the show again.
So here we are. We're deciding which is worse, The Exorcist 2 or The Blair Witch 2. So we'll be doing that later. Beyond that, we've got the usual. I got a chance to watch a found footage film this week. So
Nice.
I'll be doing my horror POV talk through. And Mushroom got a chance to, I don't know, jerk off or something. He's going to tell you all about that.
Daily, sometimes twice.
What porno did you watch? Midgets.
I haven't really watched midget porn.
Midget porn is fucking great, especially the bloopers. They have midget porn bloopers. They're funny.
Bloopers?
Yeah, it's like a little dude fucking a girl and then he falls off the chair he's standing
That's
on.
funny. I love those TikToks and shit where it's like a midget does something and then there's like a like they'll throw like a shot put and then like someone like throw a grape or something. Or like they'll throw a javelin and it's like a toothpick.
It's a toothpick, yeah, yeah. Midgets are great. Shout out to all my midget friends.
Yeah, shout out.
I love them. All right, so we've got a fun episode for you this week.
We certainly have an episode for you.
Sorry, we brought up midgets and now I'm laughing. Let's start it off with the newest. Well, it's not new, but like we brought it back. The newest addition to the week, that is Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
I totally forgot to watch any kind of horror movie.
I expected that, so I doubled up.
Sick. I have nothing.
Really? You had 2 weeks.
Hey, look, I fucking don't care. I'll catch up at some point. The end of the year, I'll fucking ruin horror movies for myself for a month.
Yeah, you will.
That's what I do. You give me a list of like 30 movies, and I'll be like, all right, deal.
All right, next week we're doing 30 movies.
Hells yeah.
All right, question of the week. So the question for last week was, what upcoming 2023 horror film are you most looking forward to? Yeah. We listed ours last week, and here we are with some answers from fellow listeners. Firstly comes in with Geordie Van Vuklis. What up, Geordie? He says, probably Five Nights at Freddy's, but there's a lot of good ones coming up, been a pretty decent decade for horror so far. I agree with Geordie that it's been a good decade. This year, though, yeah.
I mean, there's only been like 15 movies that have come out.
No. There's only been like 15 to you.
Oh, I thought I'd seen them all.
No, you...
Fuck.
You are so far behind. Dude.
Is there more?
Dude, Heather and fucking Scott from the Friday Nightmares podcast are past 100.
Fuck. And they suck at horror movies.
Well, I mean, Scott sucks a lot. But... Zimvader says, and here comes question of the week, roaring back into action like a vengeful lion shark. It feels like I've had the batteries replaced in my favorite dildo. Good to have it back and firing. Giddy up. To answer the question,
okay.
It's Saw 10 or Saw X, but only if they continue the Hoffman story from Saw 7. Saw 3 to 7 were elite. Never has there been a greater 3 to 7. Oh, I don't know. Friday the 13th, 3 to 7 was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and Friday the 13th 3 to 7 is heaps better than Saw 3 to 7. Zim, you're on crack. What are you talking about? Friday Part 3 is great. Friday Part 4 is what some people class as the best. Friday Part 5 is like underappreciated and it's great. Part 6 is a lot of fun. And Part 7 has the best looking Jason.
Like, as far as, like, sexually attractive.
Yeah. Like that spine showing in his back. Oh, it turns me on.
Hells yeah.
What does he say? Never has there been a greater 3 to 7 in not only horror history, but overall cinematic history. Whoa. Saw 1 to 2 were decent, but 8 and 9 were horseshit. Well, I agree with that. It's probably going to leave me with a gaping hole of disappointment, but until that happens, I'm rigid and ready to rumble. Bring on Saw 10.
Nice.
Oh, there he goes. Zim just underneath that said Friday 3 to 7 is a close second. No, Friday 3 to 7 is number 1. You're wrong, Zim. Look, fucking Insidious, The Red Door is like out in cinemas now, and I wanted to rewatch all the Insidious movies before I see it.
Can you?
Yeah, I mean, I probably will, but I should get onto that. But with Saw 10 coming out, no, you don't have to. I mean, if you want to, it'd probably make sense for you to, since you haven't seen them at all and you have no idea what's happening.
No.
But since Saw 10's coming out in September, I don't want to have to watch the Saw films, but I feel like I should.
Sawtember.
Sawtember. That was good. See, that's a good joke that we can keep in.
Okay. God, you cut so much stuff.
Alright, Marcy Papandrea.
Because these like recording sessions are like 4 hours.
Yeah. I narrow it down to an hour and a half.
You fucking what?
Marcy Papandrea comes in and says, Saw 10, 100%, inject that movie into my eyeballs now.
Wow, everyone's like super pumped for Saw 10.
Alison May Ferguson, this is Zim's wife, so I don't know if it counts.
Yeah.
He's probably just gotten onto her account and just...
Usually he jumped on her account. It's like... Saw 10
she says,
and Vampire Diaries too.
It's been a while since we've heard about the Vampire Diaries. Alison, what's happening? Come on.
I like that joke.
It's our fault since we haven't had the question of the week, but...
Sure.
Alison says, very glad to see question of the week back. I see my husband being annoying paid off. Yes, exactly. She goes, I agree. Sorry?
As usual.
Yeah. She goes, I agree with him. Saw 10. The fuck? Why is everyone excited for Saw 10? Look at the past 2 Saw movies. Saw Spiral was shit.
And C.
What?
Seesaw.
Why do you give me more editing to do?
Yeah, something to do.
Yeah, Jigsaw wasn't great either. The past few Saw films sucked. Why is everyone keen for another Saw movie?
Oh, I get it. Jigsaw.
Oh my god. Alright, so on to this week's question of the week. I want to know, what is the worst sequel ever? And this can be all range. Doesn't have to be horror, can be action, can be anything. What is the worst sequel ever? I've got my answer. Do you want to know what it is?
Cars 2.
No, I like that rusty car. He's funny.
Okay. Fair enough. What is it?
No, dude. Halloween Ends.
I like that movie.
Enough said. It's horrible.
I like that movie.
No, yeah, but you don't count.
I do.
You see 15 movies a year.
In a good year.
True. What off the top of your head, what would you choose?
I'm trying to think of like something where I was like super fucking hyped to see the sequel, and then it was like just truly a bomber. And I can't think of anything. I'm gonna say that what was that stupid movie that should have had mutants in it and it wasn't mutants at all?
Oh, Wrong Turn.
Yeah, that was a bomber.
Yeah. But is that really a sequel, or is that like a reimagining?
I know it wasn't a sequel, but it was like the next one of the series, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think it's like starting its own journey.
Ugh, I don't know. I mean, honestly, after watching...
We'll count it. We'll cast it.
Okay. Like, after watching this, I'd probably say... Blair Witch 2?
You just gave away your answer as to what you think. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it more.
I mean, just as far as the sequel goes. Like, tonally.
Okay.
But we'll get into it more. It doesn't necessarily mean I enjoyed this movie more than Exorcist.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Look, I know for a fact that a lot of people are probably going to say Jaws of Revenge. But that answer is incorrect and you're wrong.
I was thinking like sequel isn't just straight to.
No, go nuts.
Anything?
It can be any sequel. Yeah,
I just can't think.
I heard The
I'll get
Godfather
back to
3
it.
sucks.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Godfather, so I don't know.
I'm thinking like Spider-Man 3 for me.
What's that one? What's the
pretty
Spider-Man
sucky
that I hated? Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yeah, I think so.
The one that you loved, and I was like, nah, it's a
No Way
movie.
Home or whatever.
Yeah, he went home or something. I don't know.
So like
Whatever.
3 times.
Spider-Man! Anyway.
I actually watched the new Spider-Man this week.
Did you like it?
10 out of 10.
Wow, my father-in-law says it wasn't that great.
We can suck a fat one.
Alright, so get us your questions. So your answer for question of the week on the Facebook group page, Dummies of Horror, Super Friends.
Do it.
It's time to talk about what horror films we've watched in the past 2 weeks, and I'll tell you what, my man, I've got some talking to do.
Ooh, so do I.
What horrors have you done?
Alright, if you've got so much talking to do, and if it's you just giving excuses as to why you didn't watch anything, I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Go on.
You don't want to hear it.
What horrors did you do, Mushroom?
I didn't do any horrors. But you don't want to hear my excuses, so I ain't got nothing to talk about, really.
Alright, go on, give your long-winded excuse.
Well, look, I was gonna, and then I didn't. But, like, I saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That was cool. That was cute.
Yeah? You like watching kid films in the cinemas?
Yeah.
With all the other kids probably dressed up as... Were you, like, dressed up as Spider-Man along with the other 5-year-olds?
Yeah, of course I won. Dressed up as Spider-Man in a costume that was 3 sizes too small, my little belly sticking out. I was like, oh, Spider-Man. And then I got, like, the little Kmart shooters, and I'm like, get out of the way of danger, children. My spider sense and brain. Made sure I got real high before I went. And then...
What's that fucking YouTube thing, Spooderman?
Oh, yeah.
That's you. I imagine that what you look like if you were
I bought,
dressed
like,
up.
a blow-up doll dressed as Elsa.
You're fucked.
I had a fucking mad time. No, honestly, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 all week. And Diablo still. So, that's what I've been doing.
Look,
Oh,
hey,
and this mad, like, fucking game called Dave the Diver. It's weird. If you know about it, you know about it. But I'm not going to explain it on here.
will I like it?
There's a Kraken in it. You won't like it.
Okay, then I don't care. I don't fucking... There's new wrestling games out and I still haven't bought them, so me playing video games is a no-go.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting that, but it sounds like it's not amazing.
Yeah, but the WWE games haven't been amazing for like 10 years, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll get it when it's, like, bargain bin, you know? Like, but I'm not paying full price for it.
That's fair. Alright. Stand back and let me talk about horror films.
How far
and
back?
stuff that I watched.
Like
you
this
know,
far?
you're going to need to
Like
stand
further
a
away?
bit back. I got a little bit to
even
talk
this?
about.
Even this far?
Yeah, just stay there. Don't touch anything. Look, you fucking touch shit. My God.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I'll pick it up. Don't hit me, please. Sorry.
Alright, so... For the past... I forgot to mention this
I'll leave
last...
this one up to you, dude.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
For the part, I forgot to mention this last episode, but for the past probably month now, me and the wife have been catching up with The Walking Dead.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, we need to finish it because it's finished and like the new fucking spin-off season's out now with Negan and Maggie. So
Yeah,
we want to
don't
watch
they have
that.
like The Walking Dead City of the Negan or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's. I've been avoiding all trailers and everything because I don't want spoilers. But we've almost finished season 10, and then there's season 11, and that's the final season. So we've been doing that. Dude, I gotta say, man, I fell off the wagon with Walking Dead. But we picked it back up, and like we binged the season 10, almost done. We got one episode left in like 3 weeks. We've done it, and that might like people might be going, that's easy. You can do it in a week. Yeah, we have 3 kids running around. It's hard to get time to watch TV
Yeah,
shows,
Tim's life
but
is terrible.
it is. But I'm digging it, man. I'm digging getting back into The Walking Dead. I am. At the moment, where I'm at now, they've been doing... the episodes were filmed during COVID. So they're a
So
little
the zombies got
lackluster.
masks and shit.
No, they're not as big in scale.
Got it.
Yeah, so... But, look, man.
They're all like spaced apart and shit.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa, and hold their arms out.
Pretty much, yeah. You dick. No, you make a joke, but I'm actually serious. The zombies are like that, yeah.
They're like, wow, there's a lot less density of zombies conveniently in this particular area that we're in for the next season.
It's funny
Yes.
because, like, the episode before, I think COVID hit, was, like, the biggest lot of zombies in one space.
That's so funny.
It was, like, thousands of them crammed into one area. Anyway.
It's like smash cut to them sweating and be like, oh, thank God we cleared out those zombies.
Yeah. But no, dude, I'm enjoying watching The Walking Dead again. So me and the wife are gonna continue that. We're gonna finish off the whole series because
do the fear.
no, oh, dude, I don't know. Probably not. It's too much. It's too much Walking Dead. I don't know if I can fit it all in.
I mean, yeah, there's zombies. There's heaps of them.
Very good.
Thank you.
Insert editing clip now.
It's
right.
just like there's like I find out there's just like 5 of my jokes that you like that you just keep editing in whenever I say anything.
All right, let's talk about movies, right?
Sure.
So on Shudder, there's a movie called Brooklyn 45 that I got a chance to watch.
Cool.
I was a little hesitant with watching this at first because I heard a
you
lot
can't
of
count that high.
insert editing joke now.
I like that one.
I heard a lot of meh reviews.
Too
Can you fucking let me talk? Jesus Christ.
big.
Brooklyn 45. Basically, it's a movie set in Brooklyn in 1945. The story is, on a freezing evening in December 1945, 5 military veterans gather together in Brooklyn, and they're best friends since childhood. They have reunited to support their troubled host, but when his invitation for cocktails turns into an impromptu seance,
Seance?
the metaphoric ghosts of their past become all too literal. I really enjoyed this movie, man.
You did?
I really did. If you look at the poster, first time looking at the poster, I honestly thought it was going to be more of a comedy horror or something like that. It is not. It's much more of a drama than anything. But there's some really cool interactions and twists and turns in this movie. It's pretty much a stage play, like that's been made into a movie. It's all set in a one room location, and it's just these 5 characters basically just yelling dialogue at each other, right? But
it's kind of interesting.
It is actually really interesting. Don't sleep on this movie, Brooklyn 45. I gave it a 7, but I honestly think that I'd bump up my score because I really highly enjoyed this. It was good. But if you're going into this movie expecting a full-blown horror film, it's not. It's more of a drama with horror sprinkled throughout. It does feature some horrific things, but majorly it's a drama.
Okay.
But go and check it out. Brooklyn 45. I dug it. Next movie I got a chance to watch. Remember last week, or last episode, we watched the trailer for Run, Rabbit, Run? Little girl wears a pink rabbit mask.
And it looked shit, right?
Yeah, I don't think you were very keen on it.
I wasn't.
Okay, so the story of Run, Rabbit, Run, which is streaming on Netflix right now if you want to watch it.
Oh, it was the Aussie one, right?
Yeah. So Sarah is a fertility doctor with a firm understanding of the circle of life. When she is forced to make sense of the increasing strange behavior of her young daughter Mia, she must challenge her own beliefs and confront a ghost from her past. That's very vague. And if you watched the trailer for this movie, you kind of get the sense of what this movie is about. And I won't spoil it just in case someone wants to watch it. But the trailer kind of, in a way, gives the whole movie away. This is an Australian movie. It had... Look, I'm going to be blunt, man. This movie had a lot of potential. The performances are really well done. I'll give it that. They're all very believable and well presented. The musical score is really good, hauntingly creepy. But it's the story of this. It really lacks an emotional punch. And
That's
feel...
a bummer. It seems like a movie that should really hit you in the dick, you know?
It definitely should. I feel like on paper, it's a solid idea, but it just doesn't... It fails to present well on screen.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know?
Fair enough.
So, I liked my time watching this film, but only just. I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. So I liked it more than I didn't like it, but it's not a movie. Honestly, it's not a movie I'd recommend. I think you, of all people, can skip it. You won't care for this at all.
I'm skipping half of the 8s and shit this year.
Pretty much. It reminded me of the Babadook because it's basically a mum and child relationship during the whole movie. So if you love the Babadook, you may like this movie. And because
So,
it's
like,
Australian,
what if the Babadook was worse?
yeah, I mean the Babadook has a story. This is another movie that I had to look up, explain videos afterwards. I got the gist of it, but I wanted to see what other people thought because it's a movie that you can interpret in your own way.
Got it.
And sometimes I don't like those movies. I just want a fucking clear,
Yeah, that's fair enough.
story.
Yeah.
But yeah, Run Rabbit Run, I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. Not a movie I'd recommend unless you're into slow burn movies with a lot of dialogue.
Nope.
Me and the kids rewatched Ghostbusters from the female Ghostbusters from 2016.
Why?
They wanted to watch it. I didn't care. I was puffed on my phone. I wrote a review on this movie on Letterboxd in 2019. And I read my review from 2019 and I still agree everything I said about this movie back in 2019. And that is, after avoiding this film for years, I finally gave it a chance. And after hearing so many bad reviews, I came out not thinking the worst. It was enjoyable in some aspects. The effects are great and I love the cameos and nods to the original. The problem I had with the film was with the writing, especially the jokes. 99% of the jokes were force-fed to us and really didn't work. Some of the characters are unlikable and a lot of the dialogue is badly written. Overall, slightly enjoyable, but not a film I would watch again. I give it an extra star for the Jaws reference, because they reference Jaws. So,
I mean, as far as like sequels I didn't like, that's definitely one of them. I didn't finish watching it because I felt like it didn't have the essence of what made Ghostbusters.
yeah, I get
Which
that.
was like cracking writing with some ad lib, not ad lib and then some shit happens.
I don't think any ad lib was added. I think it's all written in the script.
In the new Ghostbusters or the old one?
No, like the new one, the 2016 female one.
I don't know. It reeked of they're just making it up.
It reeked of big Hollywood budget wants to recreate a popular name to make money.
Like, I liked the latest sequel. I thought that was pretty good. I thought that had more heart. This one was just all... I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. So, sequel I didn't like, Ghostbusters. Because I wasn't watching it for a podcast, so I didn't fucking finish it.
That's fair, man. Look, if people hate that movie, I understand. If people like it, I understand.
I didn't hate it. It was boring.
Yeah, look, my kids enjoyed it. I had fun watching it with them, but not a movie that I'd like buy or anything. So,
Yeah.
yep. I'll just bring up this movie here because I enjoyed it, but it's not a horror film.
Okay.
Back into my Kathy Bates watch along, I watched her newest film, which came out this year, called "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret." That's the name of the film. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And the story of this is when her family moves from the city to the suburbs, 11-year-old Margaret navigates new friends, feelings, and the beginning of adolescence. Basically, this is a coming-of-age story about a little girl. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this movie. It reminded me of when I was a little girl. Come on, that was a funny joke, and you're not even fucking laughing. Jesus Christ. So, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good. It is basically a coming-of-age story about this little girl, and she goes through her feelings. She goes through her first time having her period and things like that. It stars Kathy Bates, of course. It also stars Rachel McAdams and a bunch of other people, Benny Safdie. So a lot of other people. So I recommend it if you're in the mood to watch something light-hearted. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I gave it an 8 stars out of 10. So, yeah, I dig it. I dig it, man. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. All right.
Wow, that sounded like a great or bad movie.
So, the last movie I'll talk about is a movie that I suggest you watch. I think you'll fucking dig this next movie. Do you remember a movie...
Down my 2023 scrap of paper.
Do you remember a movie... When was it from? Give me 1 second. Oh, 2020. A movie called Becky.
I remember Becky.
Yeah, so there's a sequel out now called The Wrath of Becky.
Hell yeah.
And I watched it. So the story in this is 2 years after she escaped a violent attack on her family, 16-year-old Becky attempts to rebuild her life in the care of an older woman, a kindred spirit named Alina. However, when a violent group known as the Noblemen break into their home and attack them and take their beloved dog, Becky must return to her old ways to protect herself and her loved ones.
Hell yeah.
This one stars like the same people, Lulu Wilson as Becky. Guess who the bad dude is? Remember like Kevin James?
Yeah.
Have a guess who the bad guy in this one is. So I'll give you a clue. He's a comedy. No, he's a comedy actor.
Sad.
That isn't usually known for horror films. I can't recall a single horror movie this person's been in. He was very, very popular in the late 90s, early 2000s for a string of movies involving teenagers.
No.
Any clues? Nothing. He
Nothing.
Okay, this is going to give it away, but he MILF.
Stifler?
Yep, Sean William Scott.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so okay, The Wrath of Becky. Let me just say this, right? It took me a while to watch this because the original Becky, the first one, I wasn't huge into. I thought it was fine, just fine. I gave it like a 5.
I thought it was great. I think I gave it like 8 or 9.
Yeah, so you loved it. And listening to Brian Stitcher from the Horror Returns, shout out to the Horror Returns guys. Me and Brian usually, I usually listen to him on his opinions on movies because we have very similar tastes, and I realize that if Brian likes a movie, chances are I'll like it, and vice versa. If he doesn't like a movie, I won't like it. Brian kind of gave a meh review to Wrath of Becky,
Yeah.
so I just assumed that I won't really care for this movie. Turns out I fucking love this movie.
Really?
It is so much fun.
What is different from the last Becky that made you like this one and not like other Becky?
I think the reason I didn't like the first Becky, from what I can remember, I haven't seen it since 2020, but they never gave a resolution as to why these men were hunting her.
Okay.
But in this sequel, they give you more of a reason why they're hunting her.
Okay.
And there's a reason why the bad people in this movie are doing what they're doing. So I just felt the writing was a bit tighter. It's not perfect. Don't go in this thinking it's fucking John Wick, even though the story is very similar. It is very popcorn fuel, if that makes sense. This is a popcorn film.
That's what I felt like the last one was. So it was a good, like, turn your brain off, just watch Becky fucking wreak havoc kind of movie.
Pretty much.
That's why I wasn't honestly too perturbed, let's say, that it didn't have that much of a story.
I get ya. I don't know. I don't like when things like questions aren't answered. I don't know. That's just me. But in this one, I felt the gore was amped up more.
Fuck yeah.
Sean William Scott as the main bad guy in this, actually really good. I was worried that I'd just see him as Stifler and that's it, but I actually found him frightening. I think he did a great job. Yeah, dude, I had a lot of fun with this, man. I gave it an 8 out of 10. This is actually sitting in my top 5 at the moment.
Mad.
And for me, not liking the first Becky, that's saying something. So for you, this is definitely high up on the list for you to watch this year.
Okay.
I think you'll dig it.
I'll check it out.
I was right with you and Renfield.
I'll at least say I'll check it out.
No, you will. I'll make sure of it by the end of this year that you will
I'll
watch it.
check it out. I'm going. Jesus Christ, let me look.
So that's The Wrath of Becky from 2023. And that does it for me and my films that I've watched. So...
I watched a couple episodes of Black Mirror.
Oh, the new one. Mm-hmm. And?
It's alright. It's
just
Black
alright.
Mirror. Yeah, like... these ones honestly felt more horror-y than sci-fi-y.
That's a plus for us.
It was... Yeah, well, I've only seen 2 episodes so far, but it was pretty good. I dug it.
How long is an episode?
Like an hour or so.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're not short, man. Like they're it's really like a bunch of movies in one, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I've only watched the first episode of the first season.
Yeah, it's a bad start.
Is it?
Yeah, it's that episode is so completely unlike other episodes, and it's the rest of them aren't nearly as like vulgar, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I like vulgar though.
Yeah, the rest are a lot more heady and tech heavy and emotional and
okay.
That episode is a bit silly.
Okay.
Because of what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I watched Bandersnatch, but I cannot remember my thoughts on it.
Bandersnatch was okay.
The interactive one, yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll watch it one day.
Yeah, I reckon check out some episodes and stuff. There's some really good ones.
Yeah, okay.
Some really good ones.
Nice.
But yeah, anyway, I'll probably finish the rest at some point. But yeah, I mean, I got to finish Is It Cake too, so...
Jesus Christ. Yeah, just like
the
my
shit
wife.
don't look like cake, but it's cake.
You sound just like my wife. Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Shut up, Tim. Your dick's too small.
All right. it is time to get into a fight. And after your last comment, I feel like I'm going to smack you around a bit. My dick is big. I'm a big boy.
I'm a big dick boy.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah, that's my dickhead and shit. I just knocked over the whole planet.
My dick's like Godzilla. Anyway, it's fight time. Let's do it.
This is where we fight! This is where they die! Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Round 1. Fight.
Here we are with Fight Time, with the worst Part 2 sequel between The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, versus Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
Have you seen either of these films?
No.
I have seen Blair Witch before, Blair Witch 2, but never The Exorcist. So let's get to thoughts.
Sure.
And try not to spoil anything. Try not to spoil what you thought was better or anything like that. But let's start with The Exorcist. Before we do The Exorcist, let me just explain the fucking story of
Cool,
The Exorcist 2.
I fucking don't know what it is.
Yeah, I had to search up things. And shout out to a YouTuber by the name of Cody Leach, who made me understand this movie a little more than what I had. Yeah. So, The Exorcist Part 2, and I'm going to spoil this. It's been around since the 70s, so you've had time. Yeah. You have a brand new priest who's been commissioned by the church to find out what happened to Father Merrin, the priest from the first film. So he teams up with a nurse and straps some hypnotic device to Reagan that flashes...
That bit I was like, is this like Inception if they didn't go into the Inception world?
I haven't seen Inception, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, they like... Anyway. It's like... I don't want to
Don't worry. No matter. So yeah, they strap some hypnotic device to Reagan that flashes into her eyes until she has the repressed memories from the first film come back. Then the father goes on an African adventure to find the origins of Pazuzu, the demon from the first film, which leads him to James Earl Jones in some fever dream, but then wakes up to find the real James Earl Jones, who's a doctor doing something with grasshoppers. Then the priest figures out that the Pazuzu demon actually latches onto people who have some sort of psychic abilities, which Reagan apparently has. So the priest teams up with Reagan... So the priest teams up with Reagan to go back to the room from the original film to fight Pazuzu and give back what Pazuzu wants, which I have no fucking idea what that was. And then there was like some doppelganger, Reagan, and the priest does something sexual to her, and then the movie ends.
Reagan.
That's The Exorcist 2.
Legit.
I have no idea what the fucking movie was all about. It is so fucking confusing. I fucking hated this movie. I really didn't like this movie. It's confusing. It's boring as shit. I fucking hate it.
It's fucking
the flashing lights.
Make your tone deeper, Reagan.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's dumb, yo. It's boring. It's like, what if The Exorcist had no tenseness?
Yeah.
Like, and also we went to Africa, and also locusts, and also Locust L. Jones, or Grasshopper, which was funny as shit. When he was like cosplaying as a bug. But
Yeah, man.
And then it's like, he's a doctor, I'm studying Lucas. And it's like, how did you get there? What is happening? What is this movie?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then the world's least private mental hospital.
Exactly. Yeah, it was, right?
And those kids playing with that giant, like, nut. Nut as in, like, a metal nut.
Yeah.
They were
They're
just
all
playing with
nuts.
this big shape. And I was like, man, I guess this is life before, like, Game Boy and shit.
Dude, this movie felt like it went on for fucking hours. This
didn't
movie
it?
felt longer than Beau is Afraid.
I tell you what, I got a lot of housework done during this movie.
If you're listening right now and you were like me, have never seen Exorcist 2 and always thought, oh, maybe I should because it's like the sequel to one of the best. Yeah,
Nah, you
look, don't bother because it will give you nothing. Just go straight to part 3 because The Exorcist 3 is fucking great.
I haven't seen Exorcist 3. Are you surprised?
That's actually a good sequel.
Because this... The Exorcist is goddamn near perfect movie.
Yeah,
Personally.
right. Yeah.
It's, I still think, the best possession movie of all time. And this movie is... what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened. Some African shit. Pazuzu. Demon's a lot scarier when you don't know its name.
And then when it turns out to be Pazuzu, it's like, that's a silly name.
That's a
for
silly
demon.
name. You're a Pazuzu. for anybody. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It was dumb and boring.
It was. I agree.
Cool.
So, on to the Blair Witch 2.
Sure.
I'm going to let you go first with your
Sure.
thoughts on the Blair Witch 2.
So
Yeah, go. Just
well, I was
go.
going to say, I only recently watched the first Blair Witch. I didn't really watch it. I wasn't part of the hype back in the day. I just never gave a shit.
Wait,
Right?
sorry. Did you like the first Blair Witch?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not. I am not a fan of the original Blair Witch. And I was part of the hype machine. I thought, I was told by my aunties who are about 10 years older than me, who I looked up to very highly, that this movie is real, this is all real. So I bought into it. I was fucking like 11 at the time. I believed every hype of it. And when I finally saw it, I'm like, I didn't understand anything about the movie. And then when I watched it, like, as an adult, I'm like, this movie is fucking boring. It's so boring. Nothing happens in this movie. It's fucking boring.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I watched it. And I watched it in, like, sort of a vacuum, you know? Like, I didn't have any of the hype. I just knew it was, like, a classic movie. And I found it pretty tense and pretty cool. And I kind of followed along. And I got that the filmmakers were kind of doing, like, minimalist stuff. And I can see why it was such a popular movie. It was, you know, tense, and it had cool stuff. It had a lot of restraint, which is good in these kind of movies.
Sorry, we're talking about the original, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
And then this movie,
Part 2.
yeah, is a 2000s teen horror flick.
Yeah.
That's it. It's got witches in it.
Well, they're more Wiccan than witches. They don't like being called witches. I mean, they do.
Sorry.
They're Wiccan.
Yeah, it's a twisty-turny, bog-standard 2000s movie.
So I'm guessing that you weren't a fan
sorry.
of this movie.
It was fine, but it wasn't Blair Witch 2.
Okay,
Like-
so
It was just complete, not related. Like, other than, like, in the story and stuff, it just wasn't Blair Witch 2.
sorry, it's so
Trying
funny.
not to sneeze.
Seeing you struggle to hold back that sneeze is hilarious. I wish. So before rewatching this, I wish I picked another movie to team up with The Exorcist 2, because I'm going to say something right now that may shock and offend some people. I prefer the Blair Witch 2 over the Blair Witch. I do. I think it's a
Really?
much more entertaining movie. Is it a good movie? It has its problems, but for entertainment value, I enjoyed the Blair Witch 2. I had fun with it. It's
alright.
I think nostalgia hit for me.
What you're gonna say next? Totally there with you.
What was I going to say next?
The soundtrack
Yeah.
is fucking primo.
I was listening to the whole soundtrack the other day. I've found some songs that I've put on my liked list.
It's
The
fucking
song-
mad.
The song at the credits of this movie is called Haunted by Poe. I've been listening to that religiously all week.
Nice.
I'll play
like
that.
at the drive-in and fucking Manson and Zombie and shit. And
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Nickelback too. But like,
Nickelback aren't bad. I don't get the hate for Nickelback. Some of their songs are cool.
yeah. And I'm on the bandwagon of not liking them. But I always not liked them. So I didn't like Nickelback before it was cool. But yeah, like it just got a banging soundtrack. I don't mind fucking what's his name from, god damn it, what was that show called? Burn Notice?
Oh, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know any of these actors except...
The main dude.
Oh, okay. Which main dude? There was a few. The main guy that,
the guy
was
that
doing
does the tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's from a show called Burn Notice, which is a really good show with Bruce Campbell in it.
Oh, I like Bruce Campbell.
He played like a fucking spy that got, burned.
Huh.
And so he'd do all this spy shit, and Bruce Campbell is like his like mentor guy.
Ah, okay.
It was cool.
Right. I mean, this movie has a lot, like, it's got hot goth chicks in it. Some of them get nude. That's fun. It's got a banging...
for like a second.
Yeah.
They did that stupid hair nipple shit.
Yeah, I know. That was disappointing.
So dumb.
That
But
chicken
they
gets
actually
naked.
show her tits at like one point, and then they're like, we'll show it to you on the grainy camera, but when we're actually showing you movie, like, we're gonna hair tits it. And I'm like, why do you bother? Like, who does that? What girl, like, just perfectly makes her fucking hair just cover her titties?
Yeah, I get it.
Like, anyway.
I get it. I think this is a... Because of the original and the way the original was done, like the found footage style, I don't think if they did another found footage movie for the Blair Witch, I don't think it would have gone well. Because it would have just been the same thing. I think that this direction they went with, making it like a real story, is the right direction. I might be biased because I had a lot of nostalgia in this movie. Because
I actually got really excited when they started putting up the kind of pretext stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, they're gonna do like a fucking like an interview type thing, like where they're doing a documentary about the footage.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So I thought they were gonna do like character interviews and shit was going to happen sort of in the background to the people making the movie. Like a documentary of them making the movie and then it's haunted sort of thing.
Yeah, I get you.
And I got really excited and then it was just a movie.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a cool direction if they went that way, but I enjoyed this movie. I don't know what else to say. I genuinely enjoyed this movie. I'd watch it again.
Look, I think that's fair and your opinion's valid for sure. But it's such tonal whiplash from the first one.
Yeah.
I
think
also
that's what
sort of
upset-
didn't really understand what was happening.
Well, I don't want to give spoilers away.
Why? It's an old movie.
Alright, well, spoilers for the movie that came out in the year 2000 for Blair Witch 2. Basically, these people were possessed by the witch. And the witch made them see different things that made them do acts of violence.
Yeah, so they were all possessed by the witch.
I don't think all of them were.
Okay.
I think the characters
Just
that
the
that
two
died,
chicks and the dude.
Yeah. No, the one chick and the two dudes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The ones that were arrested at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That hot goth chick. Oh man, she was so hot.
Just like 2000s just did goths better.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. All right. So we have this. We have the questions.
Sure.
5 questions we're going to ask, and we're going to debate which is the worst film. So, question number 1. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. My body is ready.
Which film had the worst acting? This is tough because The Exorcist 2, the acting wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I think it was more the writing.
It was the writing
bad.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would say, but in Blair Witch 2, the acting wasn't bad either.
I know.
I'm gonna say
This is tough because I don't want to be biased because I liked one movie and didn't like the other.
I'm still gonna say by a hair, Blair Witch is better. So, Exorcist 2 had the worst acting.
I'm gonna go Exorcist 2 mainly because Linda Blair, her performance in The Exorcist was so much better than this.
It was
And
a
she
bit
wasn't-
wooden.
Yeah, it was a
Still a
tiny
little
bit. So yeah, I'll agree with you. I'll go The Exorcist 2. It's tough though because they're kind of on par a little bit. But yeah. All right, question number 2.
Can we give a draw and give a point each?
No, that makes it hard for me.
Okay,
Why do you make me do
about
work?
it. Don't worry about it. It's hard maths. You got to do half
I know.
to each.
Which film, question number 2, which film had worse effects? Now, this is hard too because
I mean,
you got to
it's
think.
like the context of time as well. Like this 30
Yeah,
years
exactly.
later.
Yeah, one movie, almost,
Okay, which-
yeah. One movie was 77, the other movies was the 2000s. But I don't think there was really that much practical or CGI effects in either film.
I'm gonna say, and again, I'm not picking on this movie or anything. I'm not riding Tim's bias train, but like, I'm gonna say The Exorcist purely because an effect that stuck out to me was one of the bits where one of the chicks was on fire.
Yeah.
And how she was on fire, like it clearly looked like it was just a screen behind her or in front of her or something
Yeah.
that was on fire, and they didn't bother setting any actual person on fire.
I get
And
you.
I'm not saying they need to set people on fire, but the fire looked transparent. And so that stuck out to me as really fake. And also, giant locust head and stuff.
Yeah, you got a point.
That's all. And look, that could just be a time thing, but to me it stuck out as really shit looking.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, the Blair Witch 2, I'm
It was
really
fine.
struggling.
It was pretty standard 2000s.
It's 2000s. But
Like it had those like appearing scratch marks and that kind of shit. And
oh, that's right. That was actually cool. That was like some Nightmare on Elm Street shit. I like that.
But I
Yeah.
can't think of anything that was bad.
Yeah, okay. I'm giving my point to The Exorcist 2 as well. So you as well?
Also had lots of stabbings and stuff that was pretty like visually cool.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, Blair Witch was better.
Yeah, it had some cool gore to it. Like it wasn't a bad 2000s movie. It just didn't feel like Blair Witch 2. That's all.
Yeah, true. All right, question number 3. Which story was the least interesting?
Oh,
This one
fucking
is
Exorcist 2 by a mile.
Exorcist 2 is taking this away. Yeah, look. Exorcist 2 was confusing. Not only that, it was boring. It dragged so long. At least Blair Witch had some story and had some fucking cool songs on it. So, this one's just
Yep,
taking
I
it
agree.
away. This is why I kind of wish...
we spent like 20 minutes like doing that like go deeper, Reagan. Oh, where are you? I'm in there.
Yeah.
So snooze. Show me, don't tell me.
Yeah, and I don't understand what the locusts have to do with this movie. I'm sure there's some sort of
something Pazuzu,
metaphor.
something.
Yeah, maybe Pazuzu's a fucking grasshopper.
I don't know. Let's all throw bottles at Reagan and tap shoulder or whatever happened. I don't remember. That was weird too.
Yeah.
Why she had a tap show? She's like,
I don't know. A lot of this movie could have been cut, I feel.
there were legit scenes where I was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
I'm like, this movie's 2 hours. What was the point of that?
Alright, next question. We've got, which film captured the essence of the original the
which
least? Very good. So which film captured the essence of the original the least?
Blair Witch.
You think?
Yeah, for me.
I'm gonna go The Exorcist 2. Because at least in the Blair Witch, they still talk about the Blair Witch. And they still act like the Blair Witch was a real thing. Well, you know what I mean. But in The Exorcist 2, they still talk about the demon and all that stuff, but it goes in this other weird direction that no one really understands what the fuck is happening. At least in the Blair Witch, it's still following, the fandom of this story, and it's still set in the same town, and it still starts off as kind of a pseudo-documentary with these kids trying to make...
For 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it's still there.
I'm happy to stick with my answer.
Alright, you going Blair Witch?
Yep.
Alright.
But your answer is also valid.
Last question, here we go. Which sequel is worse? Exorcist 2 or Blair Witch 2?
Exorcist 2.
This is just a fucking runaway.
Sorry.
I'm agreeing with you 100%. Exorcist 2 was just...
Look, I think... Again, because my last answer, I think tonally Blair Witch 2 is much more different than the first.
Yep.
But it's still a watchable movie as a movie goes. I would have felt fucking duped at the movies if I went and saw it and was expecting Blair Witch 2 and knew nothing else about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially, I don't know how the trailers and marketing looked, and I'm sure they made them to look like...
Oh, 100%. Actually,
the first one.
I should have watched the trailer, but yeah, you're probably right.
Whereas Exorcist 2, it's like, what is happening?
Yep.
It's just... I could come out of Blair Witch 2 being, disappointed that it wasn't like the first one, but it was still okay. Whereas I would have came out of Exorcist 2 just disappointed.
Yep. I probably would have had to been woken up by the ushers in Exorcist 2.
Shit.
I would have fallen asleep in the cinema. So
Yeah.
This was a quick fight.
Stupid Tim.
So the scores are...
Yep.
this was easy to add up, so I don't need to cut away for anything. 1 score, 1 point for the Blair Witch, and 9 points for The Exorcist 2. So, in our humble podcast opinions, The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, is the worst sequel out of the two. So there we have it, guys. If you are flirting with the idea of watching The Exorcist 2, don't bother.
Do it. Yeah,
Don't
just
go.
do it.
Go watch Wrath of Becky.
Go touch
watch
grass.
Go watch. I don't know. What's your favorite movie ever?
It will be Barbie, but we'll have to wait till next week. The Barbie Oppenheimer double fucking feature is what's going to be my favorite movie ever.
That actually looks funny. That movie. I'll give
Oppenheimer? Yeah, a little bit.
it that. No, Barbie.
Oh. Yeah, look, they're probably both going to give me a giggle, to be honest.
All right. We have some fan questions, so let's get into that.
Sure.
First question. This one came in late last week, and it's from Ronnie Pryor.
Oh, no, is she pregnant?
Editing reminder to cut joke. Ronnie Pryor says, describe in detail what you'd expect from an arse job. Do you want to take this?
In
know.
what context?
That's all the question was. What is an arse job? I don't know, when someone gets implanted in the arse, or...
Yeah, am I a plastic surgeon? Are we doing a butt lift?
Maybe.
Like, am I just, like, nom 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 going to town? Is that like an ass job? But that's more of a rim job than an ass job.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Ass job.
I'll ask my wife.
Yeah, go ask her.
All right. Rob Humphrey comes in with an interesting question, actually. He asks, who wins the following celebrity death matches?
Oh,
Let's go. He's got 3 of them.
Okay,
Are you ready?
okay.
Art Garfunkel versus Paul Simon.
Hey, wait! I want you to restart, and I want you to set it up like an indie wrestling show. I want you to pick your opener, your mid card, and your title match at the end.
All right,
of,
fine.
of these 3.
I'll just read it how it's written.
Okay, I mean you can if it works.
All right. Art Garfunkel versus Paul Simon.
Ooh, I'm gonna take Paul Simon on this just because I barely know who Art Garfunkel is, but I know Paul Simon.
I'm going to go Art Garfunkel for the exact same reasons as you, but reversed.
Got it.
What is it, Simon and Garfunkel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Garfunkel's a better fucking name anyway. Like
Fair
Paul.
enough.
Oh, my name's Paul. And then you have, hey, my name's Art. I'm like, dude, you're got a cool name.
Yeah, Art Garfunkel.
That's a cool name. Not
fair
Paul
enough,
Simon.
fair enough.
You got 2 fucking first names. That's boring. You're boring.
He's alright.
Of course, it's music that Rob listens to. Next, this one's funny.
Okay.
Next celebrity death match, we've got Stevie Wonder
Yep.
versus Ray Charles.
Oh shit.
Here's what happened. They come to the ring and then they can't get in the ring because they can't see.
Just hit the fucking... just fall off the top of the stage.
Oh no, Stevie Wonder's dead. There's some superstition for you.
I think Stevie Wonder, for sure. I think he's just got the mass to him. He's a big dude.
Yeah, Ray Charles was older, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Charles was like...
And also littler, I think.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx.
I honestly think that Stevie Wonder versus Ray Charles would just end up with like Stevie Wonder giving Ray Charles a pile driver, but doing it for real because he can't see where his head is. So it's just fucking Owen Hart versus Stone Cold again.
Or Owen Hart versus The Roof.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
The main event time, he's got Woody versus Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, shit.
Dude, this one's easy for me. Easy. Easy as shit. Buzz Lightyear wins. Reason being is because Buzz Lightyear can fly, and Woody does. He's a fucking cowboy. He doesn't have a gun. Clearly, he's not American.
Yeah, but you could break Buzz. You can't break Woody.
Yes, you can. Have you
Not
seen
with
Toy
it-
Story
not-
Part 2?
Yeah, that's when shit gets ripped off, not with impacts.
Yeah, but what's Woody gonna do? Like, pick him up and slam him?
He's going
Woody
to throw
will
a
fucking-
snake from his boot.
Okay, he's got that power. But, like, Buzz can just turn around and flap
Do,
open
like,
his wings.
fucking- what's that dude from WWE? It's like...
Oh, Santino Marella.
You gotta pull it out like fucking Mankind or some shit and put the sock on.
What is wrong with you, John Cena? It is the fucking best. I'm going Buzz Lightyear in this fight.
I'm going Woody.
Motherfucker. Buzz Lightyear. We have to come up with a decision. Buzz
Doesn't matter.
Lightyear has
Woody.
he's got a laser,
Woody has a fucking cool hat.
which is going to do what?
Have you not seen Oddball? Or Kung Lao?
No, because those movies are boring. I'm assuming.
Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Kung Lao. Sorry, I'm thinking. I thought you were talking about.
Well, I was talking
Fu,
about James
whatever.
Bond, and I was talking about
Yeah, okay.
Mortal Kombat.
But Buzz Lightyear has the laser that can shine in Woody's eyes and blind him.
Maybe.
Plus, he's also got that karate chop action.
He does. But Woody has a pull string. That's cool.
Okay, fine. He
Choke
can
him with it
choke.
or something.
Yeah, fine. But, like, Buzz can just pick up Woody fly and drop him into a wood chipper. Because I'm assuming there's a wood chipper.
Yeah, it's a hardcore match.
Plus, if he just turns to his side and flicks open his wings, just smacks Woody right in the face, boom, knocked out.
That's a good call.
You changing your vote?
No.
The fuck you.
Still Woody.
Alright.
Because you could just do this with Woody and be like... shake him at him.
Just
and
look like you...
Just flick his fucking...
It just looked like you were jacking off to this then.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, you're jacking off to Woody.
Yeah. Jacking off my Woody.
Alright. Mark H. Cooper asks, practical effects or CGI?
Practical.
Dude, practical.
Yeah.
Practical. I think the only real use for CGI is for enhancement. Touch-ups.
Yeah.
Everything should be practical effects. You
I
know
agree.
the remake to The Wolfman? You probably haven't seen it from 2010.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. That movie would have fucking kicked ass if they
really seen
let them do practical effects.
Yeah.
But no. They had to go and fuck it up.
Just have to go ruin everything.
So that's it. Alright, last thing we're going to do here, I'm going to talk about a found footage film that I got to watch. So here's my segment, Through the Lens Horror POV.
Tim segment.
You're real cute, you know that?
Fuck off.
I want to suck your dick. Alright, welcome to Tim's Corner of the World, where I talk about found footage films. And on this
Wait.
episode...
You know what fucks me up?
What?
Tower burgers.
Oh, Jesus.
They're so good,
Christ.
man. They put
Okay.
hash brown on a fucking KFC sandwich.
Dude.
And whatever that
I'm
fucking
fucking-
sauce is.
I'm starving over here, can you not?
Man.
I hate you so much sometimes.
They're so
Alright,
good.
Found
Anyway,
footage films. I'm talking about a movie from 2013 called Banshee Chapter. Dun dun. So the story on this is...
Dun dun.
This is like a fucking new age fucking Exorcist 2 movie because I didn't really understand this movie either. But according to Letterboxd...
This movie was shit. But here's what other people said.
I didn't really care for this movie. The story is, on the trail of a missing friend who had been experimenting with mind-altering drugs, a young journalist, aided by a rogue counter-culture writer, the Silence of the Lambs, finds herself drawn into a dangerous world of top secret government chemical research and the mystery of a disturbing radio signal of unknown origin. A fast-paced thriller blending fact and fiction, Banshee Chapter is based on real documents, actual test subject testimony, and uncovered secrets about covert programs run by the CIA. Yep.
Sounds complicated.
Did you get that?
No, not really.
Look, man, this movie wasn't horrible. It had some creepy points to it, but it does... Look, man, if I want to watch a found footage film, just make the whole fucking movie found footage. Don't have some parts be found footage and then cut to a real movie. That's what this movie is. It's annoying. I don't want to watch half a found footage film and then go with a real movie.
Take that, District 9.
Yeah. Look, it had some creepy moments to it, but overall, I was bored with this movie. I really was. It stars Ted Levine. You know, what's his fucking name?
From American Pie?
No. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, yeah.
Yeah, and I know him from the Hills of Eyes remake, but he's been in heaps of stuff.
He was also in that movie with that angry press.
Yes.
We watched it for the show. It was like It was
The angry press.
like a possessed laundry machine or something.
Oh, the Mangler. Fuck,
Yeah.
he was too. I don't remember him. Holy shit, it is him.
Oh, fucking,
Wow.
who's fucking mad at horror movies now?
Yeah, well, okay, I know his voice. I don't really know what he looks like too much. Like, I heard, like, he was fucking talking in this movie, and I'm like, that voice sounds so familiar. Why do I know that guy? I searched it up, I'm like, that's Big Bob from Hills of Eyes. There you go. Yeah, look, creepy parts to this movie, but I didn't really understand what this movie was about, and I realized that like halfway through the movie, and I kind of zoned out, and I have no real desire to rewatch this movie, so I gave it a 5. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, guys.
So Banshee chapter, I don't know.
Get fucked of scores.
Pretty. No, it's literally. It's a semi well done movie, but besides it being boring, I can't really critique it that much.
Yeah.
So I can't give it a below 5 or anything like that. Maybe I should. But look, it was better than me. I mean,
I think boring is the worst thing a movie can be, seeing as the whole point of them is to entertain.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. Maybe I was not in the right element or zone to enjoy this movie, but I'm not going to give it a second chance. I don't care about mind-altering drugs. I know you do, but I honestly don't think that you'd enjoy this movie either.
I mean, you don't have to have taken acid to enjoy a movie about acid, but
That's true.
yeah.
And I mean, the Buffalo Bill guy in this movie was basically just a rip-off of Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, that's all I could see the whole time. Like, they're just ripping off the fucking real dude.
Like Fear and Loathing.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Banshee chapter, I say give it a miss. There's better fucking found footage films out there for you to watch.
Will do, Tim.
Good work.
Thank you.
All right, well, that concludes this episode for this week.
Hell yeah.
I want to thank you all for checking it out. Sorry, it's a bit of a shorter one. We've had some technical difficulties. Yeah, there we go again. Technical difficulties on this show. This week has just been fun. That's why this show is out late for Patreon people.
Yep,
Apologies. But next time, I thought we could have some fun.
I don't know if I want to have fun.
Or do you want to do something deep and scientific then?
Yeah.
Do you want to get into metaphors and stuff like that?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, we're not. We're talking about Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what Tales from the Crypt is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper.
Yep. He's
Yeah,
like the
that
cartoon on like ABC and shit.
Yeah. So, we're going to do the movies.
Okay.
So, Tales from the Crypt had 2 movies. One, well, I had a couple movies, but the Tales from the Crypt with the Gatekeeper, oh, not the fucking Gatekeeper, the Crypt Keeper, sorry,
Yep.
had a couple movies. One was called Demon Knight, the other was called Bordello of Blood. And we're going to battle them out and decide which of the movies is better.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Quick preview, I fucking love both of them. They're a lot of fun. So you'll enjoy them.
Okay.
But next time, we're doing Tales from the Crypt, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a fucking blast. Hello, boils and ghouls. If you like our shit, we have a Patreon page open at the moment. We just released our latest Arnold Schwarzenegger episode where we talk about Netflix's newest thing, Fubar. And we also did a horror draft last month. And that was... We had to make a team of horror icons, which was a lot of fun. And we got another one coming up soon, so yeah. And also this week coming soon is the next episode of Daddy-Daughter Deathmatch. So
Sick.
be on the lookout for Patreon if you're a member. Thank you. If you want to join, do it. Only $5. Well, there's lots of tiers, but only a small donation and you can cancel at any time. No hard feelings.
That's the price of probably not even a coffee.
It's not. I paid $5.50 for a coffee today. There you go.
It's
All right.
less than a coffee. It's like half a bag of chips.
There you go. There you go. So why not? On to... I mean, no, that's it.
Hey, should we
That's-
put our
that's-
prices up? Inflation, all that shit.
No, because we're not dicks.
Oh, okay. So anyone who puts their prices up arbitrarily is a dick?
Yes, that's right. Fuck you,
Everybody?
electricity.
Yeah. And groceries. And petrol.
Yeah.
And rent.
And dildos. All right. Catch you next time. Say goodbye.
Like, dildos are so expensive.
They are. Especially those big black ones. Dip!
Come here, pretty please. Can you tell me where I am? You, won't you
cry. My heart will break before I cry. I will go mad.